Picture it, the Sistine Chapel, 1512 or so. Michelangelo standing beneath 4 years of work on that ceiling, pointing up to the hand of God, reaching for Adam, and he takes a breath and says, "Brothers, this chapel is a shithouse." I mean, Adam's left pinky, it's slightly too long. Michelangelo did not say that. That didn't happen. You know why? Because Michelangelo, a man who slept in his boots so long that his skin came off with them, understood that calling a building a shithouse is the kind of language you say for your driveway while you're describing your ex-wife's 2004 Honda. But shithouse is how Donald Trump just described the White House. The People's House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, you know, the one with the columns and the lawn and the entire history of the United States federal government inside its walls. And Donald Trump decided to talk about the White House like it was a stained mattress at the Motel 6 by the airport. And this happened on Monday night in the Rose Garden, Trump hosting one of his Rose Garden Club dinners for Police Week. He's surrounded by uniformed officers, and he gestures around at the White House, and he opens his mouth and he says, quote, "I was told by my wife, you have to act presidential, so do not use foul language. I will not. Therefore, normally I would have said it was a shithouse, but I do not want to say it." I mean, you can see it on video right here.
So we're gathered here tonight, and it's exciting because this place was not properly taken care of. I was told by my wife, you have to act presidential, so don't use foul language. I won't. Therefore, normally I would have said it was a shithouse, but I don't want to say that. The columns were falling down. The plaster was falling off. You made a speech, and I was saying, couldn't you fix up the paint job up there? You know, it looked and this place is tippy-top now.
And to Trump, I got to say this. You said the thing where you say you're not going to say the word, and then you said the word. It's a rhetorical move used by third graders. Mom, I'm not going to call Tyler a fart face, but he's being a fart face. By the way, Tyler, he really is a fart face. But really, a beat after this quote stops being giggling during detention, it turns into the actual scam that we see underneath. Trump didn't trip into saying it was a shithouse. It's not an accident. It was a setup. It's a marketing move. A marketing move to justify the next thing he said, which was, the big thing is we are building a ballroom in the back, which will be, I think, the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. Translation, Trump is begging for your support for the ballroom that no one wants. That was not going to cost taxpayers anything, but then it was going to cost us $400 million, while Republicans are asking for $1 billion more. And yeah, in case you forgot, Republicans are asking you and me, the American taxpayer, for an additional $1 billion for security adjustments on this project that Trump swore would be entirely privately funded. I mean, he is on a Monday night in the Rose Garden full of cops attempting to retcon his own demolition project by claiming that the People's House, the White House, was uninhabitable when he got there. The columns were falling down, the plaster falling off. James Monroe lived there with 3-legged dining chairs and a powdered wig. The columns are fine. But then comes the punchline of this whole bit. Trump describes the ballroom with the energy of a man trying to sell you a timeshare in Reno. Quote, "It's got glass this thick. It is amazing. The glass is this thick, like 6 inches thick, and you look through it and you can see as perfectly as though it weren't there." Now, how they do that, I do not know.
It's amazing. The glass is this thick, like 6 inches thick, and you look through it and you can see as perfectly as though it weren't there. Now, how they do that, I don't know, but it's at the highest level.
Well, Mr. President, actually, we do know. Because they make it out of glass. The reason you can see through it is because glass. It's transparent. The President of the United States stood in front of police officers at a podium and described the invention of windows like he was on the good stuff back in 1972. Hey man, you ever think about how like glass, man, like it's solid, but you can like totally see through it? I mean, that's what President Trump sounded like. And he's doing this because the cost is ballooning on this ballroom. Nobody supports it. And now he has to go in front of people and openly call the White House a shithouse. And I'm going to say this again. Donald Trump does not sound like a man who wants to or will leave the White House at the end of his term. Or he's not going to leave if we take back Congress and impeach his ass. This is a 79-year-old man on his way out of competency, desperately trying to burn his name onto the most important building in the country in gold flake and bulletproof glass before whatever brain fog he's living in finally takes away the keys. And nobody's going to be reporting this, and that's why I need you guys to subscribe and keep blowing the whistle on stories like this. Because every time we let shithouse slide as a quirky moment from Trump's mouth, Trump's family's pockets, they grow by another $1 billion of taxpayer money to put his name on something else that's spray painted gold.